It's about to be a what? Mom-Feud. Ashley Tisdale. Is she feuding with Hilary Duff and Mandy Moore and Meghan Trainor? What in the mommy wood is going on? Lots to get into. Plus, I finally finished Heated Rivalry. I have some thoughts about it, and I don't know if you guys are going to like them, but I also want to talk about this new story that's buzzing about Travis Kelce and his charity, because there's some controversy going on there. Lots to dive into. I hope you're ready for it. Let's get it. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, everybody in the club? How's it going, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Happy, what's today? Tuesday. Lots to dive into today. Should we start with Heated Rivalry? I finished it last night. I watched, because remember I watched the first three and then I had the last three, and I tried to watch them last night, but then I fell asleep after starting the finale. So I watched the finale again this morning, and I have to say, it's a good show. It's a really good show. Spoilers ahead. So are there really any spoilers? Well, I guess there kind of are. So I'm just going to warn you, skip over the first, or like you can mute it if you don't want any spoilers, but a couple of spoilers ahead now that I've finished it. I get the hype now. There are lots of the naughty scenes where they're just like doing boom, boom in the bedroom, and it is wild. And I will give it that. There are lots of really saucy scenes that get you going. And I understand why all the straight ladies are. Listen, you know what it is? It's not a gay show. It's a straight white lady show. And they want to root for love because they want to be all hashtag love wins at the end of the day. Okay. Yes, there were scenes in it that were hot. I get why the gays are watching it, because they're like, oh my God, this is, it's spicy, it's fantasy. They're two hot hockey players. They're bro-y and kind of straight acting. So I get why the gays are watching it, and then I get why the ladies are watching it. But at the end of the day, it is a really good story. But I feel like some of you guys hyped it up a little too much. It's a good love story, but it's not like everyone was like, oh my God, episode 5 and episode 6, they're going to wreck you. They're going to destroy you. I'm sobbing. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, it's a really sweet, cute. Maybe I'm just cynical because I got ghosted recently, but like, to me, I thought somebody was going to get cancer. I thought it was going to be, what's the one with the Sheldon? What was that one? Sheldon. And then Sally Fields. Is that her name? And that was a really, really sweet one, because they're lovers and then they're together and then they're not together. Or the one with David from Schitt's Creek. What's his name? Oh my God. Why is everybody's Dan Levy and Eugene Levy, Schitt's Creek. Actually, no, Eugene Levy was in, but Dan Levy's in it, and he goes and his partner ends up passing away. Good grief. Oh, that was such a good one. Good grief. I thought it was going to be like one of those where like somebody tragically passes away, somebody has cancer, or being that it's this conflict of like, can we come out? Can we not come out? I was expecting there to be like a breakup of like, I want to be with you. And then it's like, no, I can't be with you because I can't come out because I have to stay in the closet. I thought it was going to be one of the, especially, well, I mean, I guess this was the 2010s where the story is based, but it's a nice love story, and they fall in love and then they get together and then they stay together. And that's how it ends. I was like, oh, and then his family finds out. And that wasn't even much of a plot twist, because you were like, oh, are they going to reject him? Like, because he's a minority and his mom maybe culturally isn't going to be. No, and they accept them and they love them and they're having coffee in the finale. And I'm just like, where's the tear? I mean, yes, it's sweet because they fall in love. You know what it is? It's the white ladies, and they're watching this and they're just like, they're Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side, but without the football player. It's with the gays, the gay hockey players, and they're just like, oh, I love it. Oh, I get it. They believe in love and they're fighting for love and they want to like have love, and yes, love wins. But like, I don't know. I just needed a little more conflict. I needed a little more drama. I needed a little more like, flair, something, anything. It was nice. It was a nice show, and it ended nicely, and they ended like driving off into the sunset together and happy, and they're still hiding from the world, but they're going to come out one day, but then they can't come out too soon. But then they had the other gay hockey player, and he comes out and he gets embraced by everybody, so it's kind of like, well, I don't know. Good grief is so good. Yes, good grief is good, but good grief is good because you feel the grief, you know? Like you feel it. I guess the Russian Ilya, I feel like his character had a little more dimension. You know, we had the loss of his mom and then the loss of his dad and then the conflict that he's facing of like, I love you and I want to be with you, but I can't be with you. But like, I don't know, the stakes just they weren't high enough for me, if you get what I mean. So I don't know. Maybe I'm special cases. I'm watching All Her Fault. It's pretty interesting so far. My mom just watched it. She said it was really good. Maybe I'll watch that. But so those are my thoughts about Heated Rivalry. It's a good show. Like it's a good feel. Like it's a good get you in the mood show. But I think because my friend was it Donna? Maybe it was Molly. I don't know. One of them was like, why are all these women turned on by two dudes getting it off? And it's like, well, I guess similar to like why straight dudes get off on like lesbians or two chicks, right? I don't know. There's something like if they're hot and it's like, I don't know, a fantasy, a thing. I don't know. But anyway, those is my thoughts about Heated Rivalry. It's a good show. I would say a good 9 out of 10. I just needed a little more heartbreak. I needed a little more something, anything. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and be sure to go and check out All Access. No Filter, All Access. It's on Supercast. There's a link down below where you can join. I released a very special bonus. As you guys know, I taped a docuseries of the behind the scenes of the Zactivated tour. Okay. Taped all the behind the scenes. I filmed with all my friends, Andy Signor, Lauren Knighty, Donna Bowling, Stu. What's going on with this white exposure? Okay. I don't know why the lighting's acting up. But I taped with all of them, and it's so fun now that it's all starting to come together. And I released the first official 15 minutes of the first episode. It's going to be 6 episodes long. You're going to get the full behind the scenes access, and you're also getting the full behind the scenes of the entire Blake Lively subpoena gate. You're going to watch how it was all playing out in real time with all of us. So if you go onto Supercast right now, you can watch the first 15 minutes of our first episode of the Zactivated tour. It's so good, and I love watching it, and I love watching it all come together. It's fun, and it's like it's so like I don't know. I'm very proud of what we've put together, and just the way that it's shot, and the like the confessionals, like it feels so luxe. It feels so it just feels so badass. So definitely check that out. Go to allaccess.supercast.com and join No Filter All Access. Boom, boom, bang, bang. Octavia said, we won't get Heated Rivalry in the UK until January 10th. Oh, so you got a couple more days. Got a couple more. It's the 6th. And tomorrow, there's supposed to be, I guess, a bonus episode for Stranger Things. I'm hearing that so people were theorizing. It's called Conformity Gate. And I guess I kind of talked about this when I had the Devaney brothers on, the Devaney twins, to recap Stranger Things last Friday. And so when they were on, I kind of brought up Conformity Gate. I didn't realize that it actually had a name until it was starting to go more and more viral on like TikTok and Instagram. So Conformity Gate is basically saying that all of season 5 of Stranger Things was under you're watching it, but you're under Vecna's spell. Like this is all what he wants to show you rather than what actually is going on or how it's actually playing out. Basically, because people just don't like the story and the plot holes in season 5. So they're saying, oh, well, it was sloppily done because it's all through Vecna. None of it's real. Well, surprise, it's real. I don't think that. So the theory is that Conformity Gate is going to give us a surprise 9th episode, and this is going to be the real finale. And this is what, we're going to really get from the Duffer Brothers as the closer to Stranger Things, the series. There's going to be a new series finale. It's supposed to be dropping on January 7th, which is this Wednesday. I don't think that is going to be the case. I don't believe that at all, to be honest with you. I hear that there is going to be a bonus episode, but it's a behind the scenes episode. It's not anything additional from what we got in season 5. It's just going to be, I guess, like the cast preparing for the wrap of Stranger Things, similar to like what they did with Schitt's Creek with Dan Levy, and he had all the cast, and we kind of watched that little documentary come together. That was really cute. I really liked that. I wouldn't mind if we got that for Stranger Things. I would actually really appreciate that as a longtime Stranger Things fan. So yeah, I'm going to say conformity gate is just a way of people trying to cope. And sorry, but you're just going to have to cope a little harder because we're not getting any other episodes. What we got is what we got. That was the finale. That was the final season. You got it. That's it. It's done. What a do, boo, is done. It's a wrap. It's a chop. But so, yeah, I'm telling you right now, hard prediction, especially because they did a whole theatrical release for the finale, the 2-hour finale. They had it all in theaters. Like, they're not going to then release another surprise episode after getting everybody to come out in the theaters and see the fake finale. Like, it's just no. It ain't going to happen. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Debbie says she never saw Stranger Things. Ah, what? Never saw Stranger Things? I mean, not Stranger Things, Schitt's Creek. It was so good. I agree, Joy. It was the funniest thing. It was so funny. It was so good. There were so many good moments. Mary says, never watched Schitt's Creek or Stranger Things. Mary, what are you doing with your life? So good. Rapper Amanda said Schitt's Creek is one of the best shows ever created. It's a must watch. I agree. That was a feel good show. Oh, we have the Traitors this Thursday. That I'm very excited for. Traitors, Lisa Rinna on Traitors. Like, yes. See, everybody's ready for Rinna. Everyone's like, we hate Rinna, we hate Rinna, we hate Rinna. And now we're excited to have Rinna on. They better not get rid of Rinna early. I'm just going to say that right now. All the other, I know it's already filmed and done, but like they better not get rid of Rinna and the housewives too early because they've made that mistake time and time again where they just always off all of the housewives at the very beginning. And so I'm hoping that this time the producers have learned from that mistake in the past previous seasons and will help us, right? Because I mean, my God, if we get another Dolores making it all the way to the end, how boring. Truly, truly, how boring. Dolores was a terrible addition to Traitors. But okay, let's get into Ashley Tisdale. Oh, and this Mom-Feud, because I have a lot of thoughts about that too. But first, every new year brings that moment when we rethink our health, right? Wanting to lose weight, move more, eat better, maybe reset some habits that slipped during the holidays. Willpower isn't always enough. And without a real plan, resolutions can fade very fast. Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet gives you simple science-backed ways to turn intentions into action, okay? Helping you stay focused and actually see the results that you can build all throughout 2026. Prolon's fasting mimicking diet is a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while keeping it in a fasting state. Based on more than 2 decades of research developed by USC's Longevity Institute and backed by top US medical centers, Prolon has been shown to support fat-focused weight loss, energy, metabolic health, skin appearance, and more. With Prolon, you get everything you need pre-packaged and ready to go. Each kit comes with 5 boxes labeled by day so you know what to eat on which day, no guesswork, no planning required, which is a relief, especially after a busy holiday season. I like that it takes the guesswork out of it for me. I like that everything is preset. You have the boxes that show you which day you're supposed to be eating which items. It's super easy and convenient. The food is delicious. I loved the crackers with the soups. You even get a little tea and you feel a little fancy drinking a little tea. It's good. I'm here for it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing my Prolon 5-day fasting mimicking diet, and I know you will too. Definitely check it out because just in time for the new year, Prolon is offering No Filter listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program for your post-holiday glow up when you go to prolonlife.com/nofilter. That's Prolon Life, PROLON, prolonlife.com/nofilter for 15% off. prolonlife.com/nofilter. All right, let's talk about Dan Levy. It's pronounced Levy, not Levy. Okay, sorry. Dan Levy. Wingardium Leviosa, not Leviosa. Okay. So Ashley Tisdale, you remember her from High School Musical. She's been in a number of different movies and television shows over the years, but I most remember her. Oh, actually, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. She played Maddie. And then in High School Musical, she played Sharpay. So great shows, great movie. But Ashley Tisdale, I think now she has like a vitamin line. or a period line. I don't know. She has something to do with something, but she has her own like business and she's like a mom. And so she has mom friends, and her mom friends include Mandy Moore, Hilary Duff, and Meghan Trainor. Meghan Trainor, the pop star, she was like, you know, she was she was a thick girl, and then now she's like really really skinny on Ozempic, and then and she's all about that bass, no treble. I'm all about that bass, no treble. I'm all about that bass, no treble. And now she's all about that Ozempic. She's like, I'm all about that Zep, no bass, Ozempic. I'm all about that bass, Ozempic. So that's Meghan Trainor. Hilary Duff, is Lizzie McGuire. She was also in Younger. She's been in a number of different things. She's most notably Lizzie McGuire. Obviously, Mandy Moore. Her last biggest show was This Is Us, right? This Is Us with the three triplets. Or actually, no. They're technically the same age, but one of them was adopted. But so I guess they used to be like mom friends, and they used to all be like cool with each other, and they would go on trips together and they would post photos together. But apparently there's been some sort of falling out. So Ashley Tisdale goes and she does this essay for The Cut. And in the essay, she talks about toxic friend groups. She talks about toxic moms. It's mamas toxico, mamas toxica. Is it toxica or toxico? I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm uncertain of which one it is. But anyway, Ashley Tisdale writes this piece in The Cut where she talks about a toxic mom group of friends that I guess they were going on vacations without her. She felt left out. She felt like they were being mean girls. And she doesn't name anybody specifically, but the internet's starting to do the internet things because everybody's, a bunch of Stranger Things detectives and Swifties. And of course, those are the ones, or the, the Blake Lively takedown crew. So everyone has collectively come together and started to put together the clues and seen like, oh, well, Ashley Tisdale was friends with Mandy Moore. She was friends with Hilary Duff. She was in this mom group. They would post selfies, and it was a bunch of different moms, not all of them in Hollywood. But so she has since unfollowed Mandy Moore. She's unfollowed Hilary Duff. So people are like, oh, then we saw that they went on a mom's trip recently, and Ashley Tisdale was not in those photos. So everybody's like, could this possibly be the mommy friend group that she's talking about? Is it involving these girls? Are these girls the mean girls? Then it started to come out that it was possible that the reason that they had distanced themselves or walked away from Ashley Tisdale is because she'd become more MAGA lately. She'd become more Republican conservative leaning, which, to be fair, a lot of people have in Hollywood. Outside of Hollywood, I feel like the last year or so has been a really big cosmic shift for people collectively when it comes to their politics. And I think a lot more people have become more independent. They've adopted the two-party system. And obviously, if you take two steps outside of the liberal woke hive mind, then naturally you're immediately deemed racist and fascist and Nazi and MAGA and all these things, right? You're just an evil, terrible person. So I think that it's possible that because being that Ashley Tisdale does have, I believe it's a Ashley Tisdale business. I believe it's like a vitamin line, right? Freshie is what it's called. Oh, see, it does have something. Freshie, it's a wellness brand, skincare, fragrance, and hair care. Got it. Kind of sounds a little, it's non-toxic, focus on wellness. Yeah, got it. Freshie is what it's called. Kind of sounds like a douche, but for ladies, like cute, like St. Ives. So I can see her being very maha, right? Maybe not MAGA, but more maha. Maybe she's not fully conservative, but she's very much about health. And so I can see how some of those moms, because again, like a lot of the white liberal ladies can be very, toxic, very virtue signally, very, we don't want to include you. So Ashley Tisdale's rep has since issued a statement basically saying, no, you guys are reading into this. It's not true. She's a registered Democrat. So it's not even about, her being Republican or anything. And the interesting thing is the wording of the statement, right? So the rep, they issued a statement basically saying that, the internet detectives kind of got it wrong. It's not true. They shut down the rumor saying that it's not true, that's not what happened. It's all, this narrative is completely false, and that Ashley Tisdale is actually a registered Democrat, which, listen, she used to hang out with these moms. we haven't seen her hang out with these moms anymore recently. In the cut, she references a vacation or a trip that they would go on, or trip that they went on and didn't include her. I believe the trip was planned around like one of her daughter's birthdays, so she wasn't like able to attend. So that's why they didn't end up inviting her. It seems like she's probably become a little more open about maybe leaning a little more conservative, right? She's a mom now. She has her wellness brand. So again, I don't think she's MAGA. I think she's probably more Maha. And a lot of Maha moms in Hollywood are kind of like underground, and they kind of like, they can't openly talk about it. They can't openly speak out about their viewpoints because they don't want to be ostracized in Hollywood. We've seen it happen time and time again. Look at Cheryl Hines. She's married to RFK, even though she's like, I'm very much, a liberal Democrat at my core. I'm now independent. People and like so much of Hollywood ostracized her because RFK Jr. stepped into the White House as Secretary of HHS, Health and Human Services. So it's kind of hard to even, be a little conservative or a little independent. So I think that, yeah, Ashley Tisdale probably was a little more leaning that way. And it was probably about like, yeah, let's take food dyes out. Let's have a more complex conversation about the childhood immunization schedule. Let's talk about, eating healthier. Let's talk about banning some harsh chemicals or some toxic ingredients in our food or in our cleaning products. Like, because that is very much her focus, I think that there were maybe some values that the other girls didn't align with, and they became judgy moms, and they were just like, oof, Judge Judy, no thank you. And so she probably felt a little ostracized. They probably wanted to hang around her a little less because they didn't like some of her viewpoints, or they didn't like that she wasn't doing any more of the typical virtue signaling. Like, we have to stick with the virtue signaling. We have to let everybody know that we're good people. And we do know that there was a rumored, we don't have confirmation on it, but that there was a rumored fallout between Hilary Duff and her sister Haley Duff. And it also centered around that same topic. Now, there was no real confirmation of it, but the rumor was that Haley Duff had become a little more conservative herself, or she was just kind of like shifting away from the super, woke, liberal Democrat talking points. And she was, I don't know, having a mind of her own. And so because she did that her and Hillary started butting heads, because Hillary is very, very woke, liberal focused. So I don't know, kind of checks out when you put all the pieces together. And again, just the fact that her rep made it clear that she's a registered Democrat, that doesn't mean that her viewpoints couldn't have shifted. That doesn't mean that, yes, maybe she's been registered a Democrat, maybe she still is registering as a Democrat, but that her, mindset, her values, her, priorities when it comes to what she votes for could potentially have shifted. It's happened with a lot of people in recent years. We're seeing a lot more celebrities now start to feel comfortable talking about it. We had Zachary Levi that came up and he talks about his ostracization from Hollywood. Jenny McCarthy just came out and was talking about that. So I get it, See, Christina says, I'm a registered Democrat. I feel my party left me, and I am a 90s, 2000s Democrat, which apparently makes me MAGA now. Exactly. I mean, how many times do I get labeled MAGA on this, not on this podcast, but like in the podcast ratings, in the reviews, because people don't know how to differentiate somebody having a mind of their own with, immediately having to demonize them for that. So, I don't know. Kind of makes sense to me. I think she was talking about them. I think she doesn't want to make waves. I don't think, and now that, of course, the narrative has focused more on her political affiliation, I think her rep is trying to like get control of that narrative so that doesn't get taken out. So it's interessante. Christina says, you can believe anything outside of the left's norm and you get labeled as MAGA. Yep. Rep Amanda said, it must be exhausting to never be able to simply be yourself. Yeah. I mean, that's why I think you're starting to see a lot of people starting to dip out on Hollywood, because they're like, I can't be me, whether it's politics or not. It's like, you have to always do what they want you to do. And if you don't, then, you're no longer employable. You're no longer able to be propped up. Bet says 100% you say anything that's a little rightish and suddenly you're MAGA. But like, not just like, but like you're crazy MAGA. Like you're in a cult and it's like, it's great. I'm like, but wait, hold on. I don't like food dyes. Like I actually think that like, hey, banning food dyes, maybe that's a good thing, And then like, it's crazy. You can't even do that. You can't even be health focused. Remember what was it? Was it not Vanity Fair? Which was it? Vanity Fair? There was one of those mainstream publications or more legacy media, and they posted that whole thing about like how protein, like people that eat a lot of protein are MAGA, and like it's a that's a MAGA value, is that like eating protein, like it's wackadoodle to me. I'm just like, what? We've turned we've turned macronutrients into politics. It's funny. I was talking to my doctor. I had an appointment a couple months ago, and we were just chatting and catching up. And she's just like, everything's political now. Like, there's not one topic that isn't political. She's like, well, I guess like food isn't political. And I was like, no, actually, it is. Eating protein makes you MAGA. And she started laughing, and she's like, yeah, I guess everything has like truly just become political. It's wild. Um, but so I don't, because then I was starting to think, was Ashley Tisdale the problem? But then when you think about that hive mentality and those types of moms, and, you know, those types of moms in Hollywood, you know, they're that very, you know, woke white lady liberal sort of mindset, and then they all are kind of mean girls together. And so I'm like, well, it kind of sounded initially like Ashley Tisdale was the problem, but then it's like, well, but if you really break it down and start to analyze it on these levels, then maybe she wasn't the problem. Maybe she really was starting to feel like she was no longer included in this group of moms. Special Case says, I was saying this exact thing to my son last night about being yelled at and shamed because I had different viewpoints than extreme liberals in Seattle. Lots of gaslighting and shaming to conform. When it's like, but like, what are we even like? I saw a meme yesterday that was just really funny. It's like, wow, liberals are having a tough week. They were defending Somali fraud, and then they're defending a dictator while also marching to No Kings. And I was like, yeah, I don't even know what they stand for anymore. They whatever the only thing they stand for that they can collectively agree on is that they are just completely super anti-Trump. And anything he does, they just have to condemn. It doesn't even matter. He can, you know, drink water with his left hand. He can lift his glass with his left hand, and suddenly that's like, you know, the worst thing ever. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Shari says the thing is, whose business is it what you are? Last I looked, we still lived in a free country and nobody should tell you what to believe. I agree. I'm with you on that. I agree. I agree. I agree. Copper Mom says half hour and done. Fasting all morning. You were fasting all morning? Is it technically fasting if it's just in the morning? People are like really getting into fasting these days, like 72-hour fasts. Joy says the last true Democratic Party was the party of JFK. Yeah, I've seen people like spreading videos about that lately too. There's a large group of people in both parties who want more balanced middle ground, a quiet group who feels squeezed into silence. Yeah, I think that's what it is there's so much loud extremism that like the people that kind of feel like in the middle, like they don't want to speak out. They don't want to share their viewpoints because of the loud wackadoodles on the internet. And the ones that are so loud and crazy, like they will condemn you and shame you and bully you into conforming if you want to. And if you don't conform, then they'll just keep like berating you. Again, I say things that to me are not crazy, wild, right-wing Republican things. And like I made a joke about the Somali fraud, and suddenly it's like, oh, MAGA. And it's like, what? Like in what? But that's what it is. And that's why, and I've already picked up on the shtick. I already know how the game works. You just shame, and throw these words out there to like make you think that make you feel like a bad person and to convince other people that you're bad people. But like, I don't know. I think people are pretty smart and they can decipher for themselves and they can determine, you know, whether or not your values align with their values or whether or not your show is entertaining or compelling for them enough to continue watching, right? Like, I don't think, again, if you only listen to the loud voices, their intention is like they just want to feel heard, right? They just want to yell and be mad because they just want to yell and be mad. But it doesn't actually mean, you know, doesn't actually mean that they're actually right or, you know, they're just trying to shame you. So if that is the reason Ashley Tisdale left, even though she's denied it now, and then there was one of the moms like posted something shady on their Instagram, or I don't know if it was shady, but like one of the moms in the groups, not one of the famous moms, but one of the other moms posted something about like how her vibe this year is, it was the song Her from Megan the Stallion. I'm her, 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 and something about like if bitches don't like me, she doesn't care, and that's her motto for 2026. She doesn't care if bitches don't like her. So good for her. Good for her. Okay, let's talk Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce. So he, I guess, has this organization called the 87 and Running Foundation, and it's kind of under scrutiny. I saw it this morning. There was I think it was Bravo historian on Threads posted about it and about how, let's see, it says that they reported, according to their tax filings from 2021 to 2024, that they reported only spending 41 cents of every dollar on a direct charitable campaign, which is less than half of what they raised. So less than half of what their money that came in, it was going to the actual charitable programs. So I think people would be surprised at how often these types of things happen. You have to remember that like charities aren't intended to make a profit, but they are intended to raise money for their programming, whatever that programming may be. Sometimes it's grants, sometimes it's education, sometimes it's like community services, like putting work back into the community. And so, I mean, I don't know. I think we need more information. Because they also said that the additional like 60-ish percent or the remaining 50 something percent was going to management fees, which this is where it gets interesting, right? Because oh wait, hold on. Is that, did I give you the right? Yeah, it was the 87 and Running Foundation. That is the name of his charity. And it's run by Travis Kelce. And so it's interesting, and I believe there are only like 2 directors that are listed as the officers of the organization. So if it is truly going to management fees, I guess we would have to dig through the documents a little deeper. But this happens all the time, especially with, wealthy people and their charities, is they kind of just use the charity as a tax write-off, or they kind of use it to funnel the money back in. I'm not saying that that's what's happening here. I'm not making any allegations against Travis Kelce or his team. I am just saying his management group is going to have to answer some questions for sure. So according to the Arizona Republic, his nonprofit, majority of that money was going to a group called A&A Management Group. That's founded by Aaron and Andre Eanes, I believe is how you pronounce it, Eanes, Eanes. And so they've been working with Travis Kelce for quite some time, but I don't know. I don't know. It says, so according to the Arizona Republic, it claims that they've given about 56 cents per dollar to programs on average, but it appears to function more as an extension of the management company versus as an independent public charity. And that's not how charities work. It's wrong. Again, I don't know. They've responded. I believe there was an investigation. And so the brothers responded and they said that it was incorrect tax filings and the numbers weren't accurate. So they had to update those. But I don't know. It's interesting. We're going to have to look into that a little bit more. Travis Kelce, we're looking at you. Huh. It's not looking good for Taylor Swift's image or her brand. Ha ha ha. All right. I do have to run because I have an event that I have to get to. So today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter, but I did want to give some love in the club to the reviews that came in this past week. Thank you guys. First up from Maria Grinstaff. She says, fun and real. I fell in love with Zack when I learned about his brother being disabled myself with cerebral palsy. I love his wit and humor, his coverage on current events and drama I can't find anywhere else. Love me some Zack Peter. I love that Jed Wallace made that line a thing. Love me some Zack Peter. Thank you, Jed Wallace. And thank you, Maria. Love you. Appreciate you. Very grateful for the sweet, sweet review, my love. This next one comes from 2V Land. The number 2V Land says, don't listen to the haters. Added again, I love Zach's willingness to learn new things or learn about things that others may think are common sense, like the Rosetta Stone and the source of oil. He certainly is far from stupid if he's turned this podcast into what it is in under 10 years. I admire his work ethic and his willingness to be human. Literacy, like intelligence, is a fractured prism, and we all have our strengths and weaknesses. I could never navigate the world that Zack lives in within entertainment and business. Happy New Year. Thank you, my love. I appreciate that. You guys are so sweet. Let's see. We have another one. Thank you. Another one. This one is from PDCSTQN. And they write thoughtful, thought-provoking, and funny. We need more podcasters and members of the media like this, people who question, remain open-minded, and remain brave to boldly defend their views and call others out when things don't make sense. This is an oasis among all of the echo chambers that permeate the media today. And the fact that Zack's sense of humor and delivery have me laughing out loud is a bonus. Keep up the great work. Thank you. So sweet. And then we also have 11 Paris 17 says, best podcast, Zack. You are hilarious. I laugh nonstop with your podcast and look forward to it every day. You are by far my favorite podcast and person on the internet. I thought I was the only person who busts out singing with literally all my conversations. Keep being yourself and don't let any of these negative reviews bring you down. Love you. Love you too, my dear. I love you. I love you. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're so sweet. And I'm so, so grateful for all the love that you guys show me. If you want to get ad-free episodes or you want bonus episodes, you can always sign up for all access, no filter, all access on Supercast. There's a link in the description below. Be sure to sign up. It's a good time. It's always fun. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to follow along on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. You can listen and watch on all streaming platforms. So I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. All right, I got to run. But ciao for now. Love you. Appreciate you. Bye, 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 bye. Mwah.